The Wild Rose plan, we will balance the budget by 2017 without raising your taxes, and we will do so by cutting the unnecessary bureaucracy, executive entitlements, and corporate welfare without affecting frontline workers. Our frontline workers know where the waste and excess is, so it is up to us to ask them for their help to ensure that they have tools to go into the future. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you to Justvote, and thank you to my colleagues and everyone who's here for what has been a spirited discussion. I think it must be clear to all of us that from the discussion that we are indeed at a turning point in this province, and that there are different views of what the future looks like. You know, the question really is, who is going to fix the things that Albertans are disappointed about? And, you know, we are the most fortunate people in the world living in this province. We're tough, we're resilient. We will get through the economic challenges that we're facing. But the question is, who is going to do it? And who has a plan that's going to move this province forward? A realistic plan, a plan that can balance our books, that can protect jobs in this province, and at the same time can get the cost of our government services down towards the national average. That's the challenge. Who has a realistic plan? And I would implore everyone to read the plan that we put forward, because it's exactly that, and it is in every mailbox in the province. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Ann Wilson.
No, I started out this forum looking so forward to your questions, and you've really raised my expectations for the next forum. This was wonderful. I hope that you went away with a better understanding of our positions. And I should say that, and it can't be said enough, that after 44 years of the PC mismanagement of our beautiful province, it's time for a change. And it's time for a leader who fights for what matters for Alberta families. Now, the only progressive alternative to the PCs is Rachel Notley and the NDP. Because really, only Rachel Notley can stop Mr. Prentice, who wants to make you pay more taxes in order to get less services. And if you listen carefully to Mr. Prentice, that is what he plans to do. Now, and I hope you will take a minute to also talk to me afterwards. I'd love to share more details on what we plan to do for our Alberta. Thank you so much for coming. It was wonderful. And thank you, Mr. Riaz, for just
Ali, go ahead.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone again for coming out, the other candidates, and the Justvote Forum. And I'd like to remind everyone that this election is about trust. We will not raise 59 taxes for you. We will not introduce a healthcare levy. We will not introduce a PSC. We will not ask you to look in the mirror. So you can either choose a party that has been the source of countless problems for over 4 decades, or a party that has a plan for Alberta and its future. A party that is fiscally responsible and socially progressive. A party that is for all Albertans. And you know, when Mr. Prentice says that the NDs and the Wild Rose are the two extremes, basically what he's saying is that the Liberals are the only alternatives to the PCs. I hope you will have your trust on the 5th of May. Thank you.
Thank you.
One thing we know for sure about the future is it's not going to be like the past. The world is at a turning point. We can't tolerate huge increases in carbon emissions. We can't tolerate the loss of biodiversity, as I talked about earlier. We can't tolerate the growth in the gap between rich and poor, because it's souring our communities and poisoning our institutions and our sense of trust in community. So change is going to come. There's no question. But I guess the Green would argue the faster it happens, the better in Alberta, the better off Albertans will be. We will have the green jobs, we will have the healthy green industries. If we don't move with the times, they're going to be elsewhere, and we're going to lose out. And primarily, especially for somebody in my generation, it's children and grandchildren that are going to lose out. future in Alberta is not going to look like the past of Alberta, because it cannot look like that. We have to turn it around and go in a more sustainable direction. The sooner we start, the better off we're going to be.
Thank you. Before I turn the mic to the chair of the meeting, I have an announcement to make. It's about the next Justvote Forum. It's going to be in the Northeast McCall constituency, because there has been some community interest, and that's what we do. If there is a community interest, then we go and help them out and do these kind of forums. This forum will be in association with the Sunrise Group Media Network and the Justvote, and the time and place and all those will be decided later on. We're looking for a place. I think we will announce it in our website as well as in our email addresses. I thank all the candidates to be here with us, taking their time out to come and address you. I thank all of you here, but I pass the mic now to the chair, Mr. Haq.
Thank you very much, President Saab, for concluding or performing an excellent, doing an excellent, I would say, moderation for this forum. Before concluding this forum, I would like to thank you all for being here, and I would like to thank you all the candidates for being here and making this a wonderful forum. I think it is a journey that will be concluded if you will all go out and vote for the day of the voting. Otherwise, these forums are not going to help us. The reason we are having this forum to educate everyone, go ahead and just vote. Thank you.